Hi, I'm Eric Lanask with TMC. We're here at Cloud Expo at the Javits Center in New York, and I'm talking with Brett Dunst from DreamHost this morning. Brett, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for coming.
So let's start off. What are some of the latest trends, or some of the latest challenges, maybe that some of your clients are seeing with cloud?
Yeah, so we come from a shared VPS dedicated hosting background. We've been doing it since 1997, and we realize that storage is huge right now. Amazon S3 has shown the whole industry that there is a very voracious appetite for very cost-effective, scalable storage. So last year we introduced a product called Dream Objects, and Dream Objects is extremely scalable, very inexpensive storage based on the open source file system called Ceph that we've kind of spun out into a separate company called LinkTank. But we designed Dream Objects from the ground up to be API compatible with Amazon S3 and with OpenStack Swift, and it's been fantastic. Our customers love it. It's extremely easy for people to take existing apps that work with Amazon S3 and easily convert them by, in many cases, just changing a host name to transfer data onto Dream Objects. It's been great.
Do you get questions regarding security, especially when you come from when it comes from an open source scenario?
Right, absolutely. So the great thing about Ceph and about Dream Objects is we leave encryption security up to the user. If they want to store data, in the open, that's fine. If they want to encrypt it before they throw it up on the cloud, that's totally fine too. It really gives them the freedom to choose based on their needs and their apps how they choose to do that.
What are some of the latest questions or problems that you're being asked by your clients?
So a lot of our clients, the majority of them are coming from the shared hosting world, the VPS dedicated, and they're running up against natural hardware limits on whatever platform they're on. So that has kind of also shown us that there's a real opportunity there to offer some scaling computing environments. So we've announced Dream Compute last year. It's in a private beta. It's a cloud computing service, very similar to Amazon's EC2, and it's based on OpenStack. We are huge proponents of open source. We have developers on the payroll that do nothing but contribute code to the OpenStack project all day long. So we're very supportive of OpenStack and very excited about Dream Compute.
What are some of the verticals in particular that require this kind of scalability when it comes to storage?
So a very healthy segment of our customer base right now are web developers and entrepreneurs. And web developers, some of them just need a sandbox. We're happy to provide that. Some of them really have enormous data requirements. We have a lot of podcasters, a lot of video people, and they have a huge appetite for storage, and that's what we give to them.
So you mentioned that you leave the security elements up to your clients.
Right.
Are they typically knowledgeable enough to know what to do with regards to security?
Well, so that's the great thing about being so open. There's a great ecosystem forming up around cloud storage. So there's many partnerships we've got in place. Companies like Cloudberry, ExpandDrive, just to name a few, that really, they take the legwork out of it and they put a nice user interface on top of, very solid storage. Because really, at the end of the day, cloud storage is just a bucket, and how you choose to fill it is up to you. And if you don't have the knowledge or the interest to handle that on your own, there's plenty of companies out there that are willing to layer on top of that and help you do that. And we encourage that in every case.
So have we then reached a point where lack of trust in both security vendors and the cloud in general is no longer an issue?
Well, I think there's always going to be a concern. You want your data to be secure no matter where it's hosted. So we do give you the option to encrypt, to store your data behind a private key that you can either open it to the world, you can either lock down access to a few specific people or developers on your team, whatever. But it is a concern among many of our customers, and we've taken all that feedback and baked it into Dream Compute and Dream Objects.
Do the recent reports around government surveillance have the potential to negatively impact cloud adoption and how businesses view cloud?
I think it's going to be very interesting. All this Prism stuff has just come out recently, and when we first heard about it as a company, we are very democratic. We are very opposed to anything that could be an encroachment on on liberties online that many of us have taken for granted for years. So we want to be as transparent with our customers and as upfront about what we do and don't provide to outside parties. So to the extent that we're able to do that, we always do. And we try absolutely hard not to participate in anything that we see as an encroachment on any of that online liberty, I guess you could say.
Have you received any questions or queries from your customers or your users regarding what you do or don't do or might do with their data?
Absolutely. We comply with the DMCA, and that's actually great because it gives every online service provider a clear set of steps to follow if there is any type of issue. We don't really do any backroom type deals with the government. It came out recently that some entities might have surveillance servers in their racks, to help either provide data or assist certain parties in obtaining certain data. We don't participate in any of that. All of the machines in our data centers are our own, and we work very hard to keep it that way.
What would your reaction be to the government coming and asking you to hand over some or give them access to your data?
No. Where is the court order? We like to do things very by the book, and we like to stick to what the law says we have to do. And that's what we do, and that we believe is the best way to protect the interests of our users.
Excellent. Brett, thank you so much for joining me. We're here at Cloud Expo in New York. Check out all of our coverage from Cloud Expo in the TMC Video Newsroom.